Hi, I'm Lynn Samita, and welcome to part 2 of How We Nourish Ourselves and the 5 Love Languages, developed by Gary Chapman. I've chosen to focus on this because, obviously, Sunday is Valentine's Day, and what a perfect time to tune up our skills in conveying love. So this whole month I'm talking about how we can more powerfully and effectively nourish ourselves and even others. I love what Gary has developed because we all know how different and unique we are. But to have a framework that shows exactly how you want to be nourished and loved and how your loved ones recognize love, I think that's pretty great. It's pretty well known how easily we can feel unloved. And if there's a way to me to close that gap between the intention to convey love and the message being received, I'm all for that. So we're going to look at these 5 love languages and take a peek into how that really works. The 5 love languages that Gary identified come from 30 years as a marriage counselor, and it really showed him some big important patterns. So what are they? 1, words of affirmation. That's a love language that some people have. Secondly, acts of service. Thirdly, receiving gifts is a love language for some people. Quality time and physical touch. And there's a free questionnaire you can do to find out your preferred love language and or others. And there's a link at the end of the blog for this. So let me share a little bit about each of these love languages, starting with words of affirmation. Words of affirmation are really about being appreciated verbally. People who value this notice when you take the time to show them by words, acknowledge them, appreciate them. To you, the words may not seem that big a deal, but to the person who values this, they are very important. So it's really easy when we don't value something to devalue it. And yet, understanding their importance to someone else is critical. Second, acts of service. Acts of service is all about the doing. You know the saying, actions speak louder than words. We've all heard that. Or the show me kind of perspective. This reflects a real preference for actions over words, and perhaps even over gifts. So what's an act of service? Well, it can be any action that helps a person. It could be something that supports them, recognizes them. Maybe it's even remembering to do something that they've forgotten or something that they're too busy to attend to. All right, the next love language, receiving gifts. Receiving gifts could be viewed negatively, but in Gary's framework, all of the love languages are equal. Okay, they're all important and equal in value. So some people simply value things, even little things like a picked flower, a written note. To them, the gift is a tangible personification of love. And so you don't have to spend a lot of money, you don't have to do big gifts to please someone with this love language. The thought does count when it shows up as a gift. All right. Number 4, quality time. Quality time is all about undivided time with a person. People who have this love language as their preference really want you to focus on them and the connection. They want a feeling of undiluted connection. And this can be really difficult for people when we're accustomed to having the TV on, the newspaper, the phone is attached to your body. So when you disconnect from all of those things, it sends a really powerful message to the person that you are there for them and really interested in them. All right, the last love language, physical touch. And I think sometimes it's assumed that men will always have this as their priority. But you know what? It's not true. One of the dangers of any framework, I think, is, when we categorize people, and no one really wants that. But recognizing that physical touch really matters to some people and that it's really how they code that you love them is very important. Again, it can be the little things. Sometimes it's just like sitting closer on the couch, taking a hand, whatever you do that connects them physically, allows them to really feel loved. So when I was doing research for this blog, I read an article about the dangers of buying into the 5 love languages. And the author focused on one of the dangers being that we're supporting codependency by this model. The idea, I think, is really, I did this for you and now you need to do this for me. And my comment on that, if this is the kind of relationship you have, it's not about love, it's about transactions. You have more problem than just the love language, because this isn't about being happy. This isn't about being in love. So I like the article that raised the question about, can we make someone else happy? And as you know, I'm a big fan of that we make ourselves happy. No one can make someone else feel loved, period. And as you'll know from my previous blogs, I'm totally a believer of this, and that we work to help people feel loved internally. But I also know we're a relationship species. We want to be in connection with others, and relationships are a major way that we grow. The reason I like this framework is because it really does, to me, educate us. It gives us information about understanding both ourselves and others, and the differences between how we code something like loving. All right, so I encourage you to be curious about and notice what things make a difference to you. When do you feel loved? When do you notice that those that you love really seem to receive your loving well, and it codes and connects for them? All right, so I hope you have a great Valentine's Day. It is a wonderful time to focus on loving yourself to start with, others, the world. There's no lack of places to love. Also, hopefully that you'll enjoy it. And I wanted to do a shout out to the chocolate lovers, because I know it's a big thing at Valentine's Day. I wanted to highlight that there's a wonderful thing that's now available for people, the raw chocolate goodies. These people that are creating raw chocolate products and desserts and so on are really offering us a wonderful gift where we can enjoy chocolate without the sugar and really actually be nourished through something that's a very big treat. So look for people that are offering raw chocolate, because it's a wonderful, delightful treat. Have a great week, and I look forward to being with you next week. I'm going to be talking about forest bathing and this amazing concept that comes or was identified in Japan, and how it can help us be healthier. Bye for now.